There you see Pecker Gasson in his corner. Pecker is from Adrenaline Fitness.
And Hadin is in top, taking on one of Canada's finest mixed martial arts fighters, one of the roots fighters here. He takes on Sean Pimp Daddy Pierson, national wrestler, former TKO champion.
Yeah, this is a tough guy, though. This is going to be a great fight for these fans. Man, what a night of fights, though, so far.
We're joined again now by Terry Riggs. And Terry, your fighter looks simply spectacular.
Tom Waters.
I don't like the fights to be that close. I didn't really like the armbar part of the fight, but the rest was really good. I like the choke at the end. That was all right.
Is that something that you worked on, that transition?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll do a month on one topic. You know, that's called the Bravo choke. He caught it off the transition just like we practiced, and should be very proud that he can execute under pressure. You know, Tom came in when he was 20. You know, can I be a fighter? I mean, yeah, you can be a fighter, but we're talking 4 years. And with the armbar, he's got Carlos and Wagner Fabiano and some of the world's best hanging on his arm. So he stays cool, and that's when the experience paid off.
And now we see the Pimp.
Yeah, he's looking like a Pimp Daddy.
Pierson. I think he's known as the Pimp now.
Well, the Pimp Daddy, I mean, this guy's ready to get it on either way. He's got a great pack of fighters behind him, and including
I
Sam.
think that's called an entourage.
I believe that's called it. What kind of pimp doesn't have an entourage? He's got David Loiseau, he's got
Justin Bruckman.
Yeah, Misha Serkinov, and there's Sam Zakula right behind him. Sam is a top-level jiu-jitsu instructor. He takes a great deal of pride in cornering guys and in training guys. The Pimp Daddy's come with a pretty good entourage tonight.
He looks in phenomenal shape, is Sean Pierson.
Well, here's a guy that's a 4-time Canadian champion for wrestling. And I'd always picked him to be one of the top international fighters eventually. He took some time off, you know, he finished his education, he's a smart guy, and now he's back, and I think he's going to bring in quite a package tonight. Hadin's going to have his hands full.
He stands at 5 foot 10 inches tall and weighing in at 170
when he first was showed up on the scene,
fighting out of London, Ontario, and representing Team Ontario, please welcome Iraj, cold-blooded Hadin.
Iraj actually trains now at Adrenaline in London with Mark Hominick, Sam Stout, Pecker. I'll just laugh when I say Pecker.
6 wins with 4
but that's
losses.
his name.
He stands at 6 foot 1 inch tall, weighing in at 170 pounds, fighting out of Pickering, Ontario, and representing Roughneck Tap Star. Please welcome Sean Pimp Daddy Pierson.
And the fans in attendance definitely love the Pimp Daddy.
We're very fortunate to get to see him fight tonight. It's going to be a great fight.
Now, Terry, as a coach, obviously with Sean's wrestling background, is it safe to say he should just take this fight down to the ground and utilize ground and pound?
Well, that's definitely what his strength's going to be. I mean, he came into the game years ago as a wrestling champ. He worked with Shaw Franco. Now, like you say, he's worked with Sam Zakula, trained under Mark Lehman. The submissions are awesome. One of my guys moved out his way. He's training at the same camp with Bruckman. And, you know, he's a total package now. I don't think he's scared to stand up either.
And
so here he goes. He's into his game already, and this is going to be his specialty.
Locks the fingers together and goes for the takedown and lands the takedown into Hadin's half guard.
Yeah, this is where the Pimp Daddy wants to be, I think.
And he's looking to pass right away, and it's something that we don't see a lot of when it comes to the wrestlers. They're content to stay in the guard, but we see Sean Pierson trying to pass.
Sean's going to get his leg. He's going to invert towards us. There he goes.
And there we see the
and
pass.
now up to mount right away.
Full mount. Excellent job by Sean Pierson.
Some beautiful jiu-jitsu, beautiful transition of jiu-jitsu.
He's got both hooks in. He needs to bring his upper body down to take control and flatten Hadin to the mat. Hadin needs to do the exact opposite. He needs to get his butt up.
This is bad news for Hadin.
He's pounding now.
And
Sean trying to flatten him out now.
He's trying to survive. You see him trying to get into a better position here. Pierson went for the rear naked choke. Hadin just shrugged it off.
Watch for Sean now with the underhook in a second. He'll try to flatten him down as those punches come in.
And Pierson just softening up his opponent.
Taking his time and really looking like a pro here.
And Robin, you talk about that, taking your time. Terry, very important to do so.
patience. You know, it only comes with experience. It comes through when you're a kid. You start off, you've done so many tournaments, you know, and now the time to execute under pressure. And the veterans can do it. That's the bottom line. He's bringing his face in.
Beautiful grappling by Sean Pierson. Excellent display.
He's looking dominant.
But Hadin, excellent job utilizing the cage
fence
to try to get into a better position.
Pierson could stay here all night if he stays relaxed and just doing his thing. Man, it's a pleasure to watch.
And there we see the knee on belly by Pierson.
He's got the whizzer.
Into the mount position. Very dangerous spot for Hadin.
And it's disheartening to have a guy. Oh, big elbow. It's disheartening to have a guy just all over you, on your back, in the mount.
Looks like an arm lock possibly coming up.
Yeah. Starting to look inevitable now at this point.
Oh, he's got the straight jacket. No, he momentarily had it.
Looks like he's going to flatten him out there. Hooks in. And going for that rear naked choke. Back to the mount position. Pierson simply dominating Iraj Hadin.
It might end right here.
Hadin looks absolutely bewildered. Big, heavy shots by Sean Pierson. Once again, absolute domination by Sean Pierson.
If he doesn't protect himself, it's going to end right here.
And again, he looks up at the referee to say, referee, stop this punishment.
And he does.
And there we see it. The stoppage. Sean Pierson is back. Fantastic finish. Ground and pound stoppage by the pimp, and obviously the crowd here loves it. Some vicious ground and pound by Sean Pierson.
Yeah, you can see Hadin's not protecting himself. Sean has to. How much more do you want? And that's it. That's enough.
Your winner by technical knockout, ground and pound at 2 minutes, 55 seconds of the first round, Sean the Pimp Pierson. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Pierson. Nice fight, Sean. Dominant win. When I asked you earlier if there was anything you wanted me to ask you in the ring, you said to me, don't be offended if I steal the mic. It's my TV time. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank everybody here. I really appreciate all the support I've gotten. The Ottawa crowd, I know I'm new to you guys, but I'm hoping I put up a good fight. I want to be back. All my guys from back home that made the trip. I love you guys. I got a couple of sponsors. I'm not going to speak for a long time. Carve Clothing, they've been with me for about 8 years now. Great clothing line, and I love everything they've done for me and the support they have for the fighters. I got Shoeless Joe's in Stouffville, local place that support me, help me out. I've also got CanadaLend.com, help me out, a local boy, and all the clubs on the back of my shirt. I love every one of you. I just don't want to make everybody here cry because I'm talking too long. Thanks again.